In southeast Michigan, specifically Monroe County, here on our operation, we're over 12.5 inches of rain so far since the beginning of May. There are some farmers down by Ida that have over 17.5 inches of rain just for this since the 1st of May. And our normal growing season is approximately 19 to 22 inches of rainfall for the entire growing season. And here we are almost to that point, and there's a lot of farmers who didn't get anything planted because of the volume of rain that we had. The soybeans are very stunted. The last couple days, because we've had a little bit of heat, a little bit of sunshine has showed up, has perked up the beans. You're starting to see them trying to grow out of the rainfall because the last big heavy rain was about 2 weeks ago. But as for where our yield potential is, soybeans, it's still a little bit out, but you've got a lot of stuff that has drowned it out, has died. The bigger challenge, there are tens of thousands of acres in Monroe County that never got planted this year. You can drive from this point going east all the way over to Lake Erie for the next 20 miles and you're lucky to see 50% of the crop even planted. The bigger challenge right now, specifically for the corn crop in the county, is probably a third of it or more has not had its nitrogen applied to it, where they would normally side dress their nitrogen needs, and the service centers have put on drops so that they can bring in 28% and put it in between the 30-inch rows and trying to approach it that way. There's a number of guys still trying to wrestle with how they're going to do it. Some guys are still actually side dressing, you know, the old adage, knee high by the 4th of July, and that usually meant we were losing our shirts is what it means today, because this cornfield here was planted in mid-May, and courtesy of the rain and the volume of rain, that's why it's so sporadic out here in the center. It's completely drowned it out, and it's had its nitrogen put on it already because we managed to get on early, and we were pushing pretty hard and running long hours that we managed to tackle ours. Normally, here we are on the 14th of July, normally we would have most of our wheat would be done, or wheat harvest would be getting close to being wrapped up down here. It hardly has even started down here. We pushed heads around the 25th of May, so we were expecting that we would see sometime very early July, 4th of July, we would be harvesting wheat. And we're nowhere near being ready. The wheat we ran yesterday was 19% wheat. It's not there. And then we picked up another 3.5 inches of rain again last night. From what we were told when we had inquired whether or not the county would begin to qualify for disaster back here towards late June, and then in early July, we picked up another 3 inches of rain for some guys. Some folks had hail. Whether or not portions of Monroe County or the southeast Michigan would qualify for disaster declaration, because of it being a wet year, that declaration is done after the harvest when they actually have yield results, and that's when we'll see if some action can be taken place, because there's a lot of farmers who are hurting badly, and some of them have no crop insurance.